everybody. It's Tuesday, August the 13th, 2013, and this is Slashplayed Podcast.
Yes, it is.
I'm RJ.
I'm Keith.
I'm high.
It's not.
No, yeah, that's not. No. Hi.
This is Dustin.
That's Dustin.
This is Dustin.
I'm still trying to figure it out if we should put last names on those intros or not.
Nah.
It's
They
just
don't need to know my... Dude, if they knew my last name, they just butcher it, so...
Slaminson.
Slam but blang blang.
People seem to fuck your last name up a lot.
Dude, what I don't get is when people see my name written on paper, there's no P in it. There's obviously no P. Keith Simpson, fuck you! There's no P in my name!
He gets very upset about it.
Simmons is okay, I get that. You read it fast, but Simmons... There's no P!
Keith Cinnamon.
I haven't heard that one yet. It's Simonson, long I. There's not two M's. It's not Simmons or Simonson. Simonson. It's not hard.
So
Spell it out. You were in kindergarten.
Keith doesn't have any P in him, so that's...
Have no P on me.
Yet.
There may be urines on some of you mugs, but there ain't no P on me.
Quite. So hey guys, what's going on? Isn't this the best question?
Dude, I bought new headphones.
What?
Yeah, I did.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
No, I don't believe you.
No, look, they're right here.
I'm aware,
I'm
but
holding
I don't.
them in
not,
his face.
Oh, see, now that's gonna fuck me up because it's got a pink bit as opposed to the green that most headphones have when they're like, these plug into the back of your computer, you retard, color code.
Yeah, well, these plug into the everything ever.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, but I've got like a pink port on mine. Actually, that does have a microphone on it.
Yes, it does.
Huh.
So yeah, you can plug it into the microphone part and use it as a microphone, but you can't hear anything.
That's
because it has to be a 3-channel. It has to be a 3-channel.
It looks like a 3-channel.
No, I'm saying your
mom's a 3-channel.
Oh yeah.
The port has to be a 3-channel, 3x5 or
gotcha.
3.5 millimeter. And those are obviously not. Right. I could use that on my phone though. When I look so badass, that's the description. They're gray, black, and pink, and huge.
It looks like they were made by Lego.
Right. So I'm just gonna walk down the street.
These are Orions.
The iFrogs.
It's actually got a Z at the end.
Yeah.
Actually Z.
Because they're cool and they want the beats to bump.
Because they're internet.
But
internet is
how badass would I look walking down the street with those suckers on, talking to people on my cellular device?
You look like an idiot.
I know. That's why I'm going to use them here and here alone and at home when I'm recording.
Gotcha.
Because my headphones I were going to use, which are really badass, they're like a Marvel Comics over-the-ear passive sound-canceling headphones.
Nice.
Shorted out. Only one speaker works.
Nice.
So the entire time I was recording...
Don't you hate that?
When I was recording the Postal 2 thing, I was like, all of the everything was in this ear. And I was just like, God damn it.
Right.
So when I was editing, I had to keep like wiggling it. And finally I was just like, nobody's in here. I unplugged them and just used my surround sound to edit the video.
It's a little overkill for editing.
Yeah, well, you know.
Nah.
Nah.
But
just keep making noises for good. Just do this for a while.
But I was pretty excited about those because you've been like, you guys need to bring headphones so when we do content, there's not like.
Actually, I was like, you guys need to bring microphones, Keith.
All right, look here, motherfucker.
One of these days.
One of these days. Bam, straight to the moon.
Bang, zoom, straight to the moon.
But luckily, I don't have to buy a new headset now.
Spousal abuse.
I don't have to buy a new headset now because now I have headphones and my whole like microphone set up at the house. Mm-hmm. So now I just fucking, and then I'm good to go. Yeah. Because headsets sound like ball sack.
Yeah. Yes.
Especially Dynex.
If you say so. I don't know. I've never. It's not true. I think I had one headset ever that was a proper had a microphone attached to it.
No, I had a good one that was like a $20 bought at Best Buy.
Well, you can
dirt
get
cheap,
but
went around the ears.
This was like when I was playing. Yeah, this was like when I was playing WoW,
World of Warcraft.
Originally.
Yeah, it's the only reason we would ever have one.
Yeah. Unless you wanted to record stuff and put it up on the internet.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
sure.
because I tried.
Who does that?
I tried doing that once with Diablo 3. I was recording a video for it, but I was using a Dynex headset, and then I played it back, and I was like mashing the delete button as hard and as vigorously as possible. I was like, "This sounds like asshole." I did discover I need a pop filter bad.
Yeah. Well,
it's not too bad.
Not bad.
It's not
as bad as this. Not as bad as this mic is.
Yeah.
This mic will pop like a son of a bitch.
It wasn't that bad when I mixed it with the game audio, but when I was listening to the voice track by itself, to make sure I wasn't like cutting run-on sentences and all that fun stuff.
Turn this fan off.
Yeah.
No, we're all gonna die.
Getting background noises. If I'm naked by the end of this,
it'll be sexy.
And it sounded fine, and then be like, boom. I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then, but once I mixed it with the in-game audio, it wasn't bad. I was actually really pleased how that video turned out. I think you're gonna like it.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think you're gonna at least go, yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I've got to give you more.
It can't be as boring as your Shadowrun video.
Dog, that...
Dude, I've got to give you more permissions.
That video.
What do you mean?
So you could just post shit.
Well, I still got to run it by him.
Well,
so I'm
yes,
just gonna bring it over
but so that way it's easy. We don't have to, like, go through a huge...
I am the law.
I am the law!
So we're just gonna go and go I'm the law for the next like 45 minutes.
Best Stallone / urban impressions. I'm the law.
I must be a judge.
Yeah, Carl Urban was a really good
He was
judge.
a really good judge.
That movie was so fucking... I am already sweating.
Oh my god.
I can feel the sweat in my belly button.
Yep.
Sweating bullets.
You could go like open the kitchen door and just the thermostat.
Ain't nobody got any time for that.
Anybody got time for that?
Or the +1
You
could
keep
do
your
it.
damn clothes on.
Or
shut the fuck
or
up.
don't. You know, whatever.
Oh, you mean play... I thought you were asking my girlfriend to get naked. We're
No.
about to fight.
I just want to...
I know you were.
Oh, okay. See, but we don't fight.
I don't even want her to make me a sandwich.
I don't even want
I definitely don't want her to throw fucking candy at me.
Well, yeah, because we'll never find it.
I already have bugs in here. I don't need more bugs. This is how you get ants.
Yeah, you want sugar ants? Here's some lemon heads.
Do you want ants? This is how you get ants.
All right. So yeah, you recorded. So you recorded like a little solo thing.
Yeah. It was I kind of played a different angle, obviously, because it's hard to do the same chemistry with yourself, like bouncing off of each other.
Well, it is with that attitude.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna.
Hi, I'm Keith.
Hi,
I'm Keith.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Keith. Hi, Keith. I'm not. No, I'm not gonna have a conversation with myself. Although that's kind of what you have to do.
I know what the next video I'm posting is.
Feel like RJ, just like, hi, RJ. Hi, RJ.
Hi, RJ.
Lieutenant Dan.
It's just gonna be.
I brought you some ice cream.
It's gonna be this exact.
It's my favorite thing from Keith.
It's gonna
Lieutenant
be this
Dan
entire
ice cream.
It's gonna be this entire podcast just with RJ instead of the three of us.
Hey, this is Slashplayed Podcast. It's Tuesday, August 13th.
Hey, everybody, it's RJ.
See, guys, I can do this without you. Bye.
Peanut butter RJ time.
Just have a little dance.
RJ butter jelly time.
There you go.
So
we're getting somewhere.
How was recording that by yourself?
It was fun. It was interesting. It definitely gave me a good.
Is one the loneliest number?
No, I had Postal Dude to keep me company.
Oh, good.
But you know what? Watching the video back and stuff like that, I really wish I did it different. You know, like I'm pleased with how it came out. And hopefully you guys will see it.
Different how?
I wish I just went a little more nuts with it.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to show the game off a little bit, although it was in '98, not much to show off nowadays. I was trying to show the game off a little bit, show some of the mechanics, and also...
Unless you live in Australia, then it's got plenty to show off.
Right. Because they haven't seen it.
Because they haven't seen it.
Or plenty of other countries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean it's postal.
So like for the first like middle and last part of it, there was good sections where I was just going around killing people.
Right.
Like killing Islamic terrorists, because why not? Slaughtering video game protesters because they told me to. Although that part didn't get filmed because I died.
Nice.
Yeah. Literally, you'll see the video. You'll see it.
Exciting.
But like,
and no one else will. Cause fuck you guys.
Because you don't like us.
No, because I don't like you.
Yeah. True. It can't be worse than your Shadowrun video.
Nah.
That's my trump card.
Yeah, well,
I don't know. I thought the beginning was pretty funny.
I blame Dustin.
Well, I made Liberty sit down and watch the whole thing with me after I was done.
I'm sorry.
Like that. And she enjoyed it.
Did you have to use the eye clamps?
No.
No.
She enjoyed it. She likes watching me play that game because
What, Shadowrun or
No. I went back to Postal.
Oh, okay.
No, me and her literally watched the first like 5-10 minutes of Shadowrun, and I was just like,
yeah,
like I'm done with it.
Yo, that game. That game does that game does a lot of talking.
Yep.
Without having any voice acting. There's a lot of text to read in that game. there's not as much fighting as I would like.
Right.
Like, at any point in that game, there's not as much fighting.
Well, but that's the beauty of having, dynamic story modes. You can just get new stuff and download new stuff. And
there is a mod out already for random encounters or something, which I should probably look at. I don't know. Maybe we'll go back and look at. No, we probably won't ever look at that again.
Random battles.
But yeah, I mean that game is still good. It still tells an incredible story, but
I bet
still haven't finished it.
Yeah. So, like, the biggest part was the editing for me, because obviously it's in Postal. There's a lot of walking.
Uh-huh.
I was trying to cut through as much of the walking as possible.
Right.
Just getting place to place and loading screens and stuff like that. But I was also doing, like, jump cut edits for, like, to, like, basically emphasize jokes.
Sure.
Which, turned out pretty well. And then,
So did jokes intersliced with your big dumb grinning face going,
I took a little page out of your book on one part.
Because good radio.
You'll see, as soon as it comes up, you're just going to be like, I did that once. And, yeah. I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm excited for how you're going to perceive it. Positively or negatively, I enjoyed it, and I learned a lot from the process, which would make me contribute more and make me more... And especially because I have editing software at my house now.
Yeah, now we have to add producer to your list of titles. Yep. Editor and producer, Keith Simonson.
It's Talking Monkey
Keith
Drone
Simonson.
/ producer. Shut up!
Keith
/ dude.
Yeah.
/ Simpson.
Yeah. But besides that, work.
Uh-huh.
Plenty of that. I gotta work an 8-day stretch.
Yep.
Wednesday to next Wednesday. 8
Ouch.
days, only one of them's not a night shift. I'm so unenthused.
Is it Tuesday?
No, it's actually this Thursday.
Oh. Well, we'll have to figure out how we're doing the podcast then.
The next week's podcast might be on a Thursday.
Might be late. Might have a late
Might
podcast.
be a little late.
Or really early.
What happened is one of the managers at work, his wife's been in Ohio for like 5 weeks, and he was like, I really want Friday off. So we basically just like flipped the schedule around so he can get his Friday off, so he could see his wife, because we're nice people. And then I looked at the schedule again, and I was like, wait a minute. That means I gotta work 8 days straight. And Ariana was like, oh, you'll be fine. I'm just like, fuck you, I gotta work 8 days straight. What's 8 times 8? 64 hours straight working at McDonald's.
Hey man, stack paper.
Yeah,
I mean, you sounds like you're getting overtime out of that.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So
I got overtime on the slash check. I was happy.
There you go.
I got paid today. Or yesterday. It cleared today. And then I put a lot of money.
It's never a good thing to have to say when you go, it cleared today.
Well, when I get off work, the banks aren't exactly open. And plus, if I were to deposit my check inside, I lose my free banking. They clock in my annual fee. I have to do everything paperless and digitally in order to get free banking.
Oh yeah, I do too, but I just do it in the ATM.
Right, but even if you do it at the ATM past 3 p.m., it doesn't clear till the next day.
Yo, I saw that people can take pictures of their checks and the cash
that doesn't
that
clear
way
for 2
now.
days.
Yeah, that doesn't clear for
that
2 days.
Shit is
but
still
I have,
crazy.
Oh yeah,
I have done it.
I've done it. Like I'd get off work at like 12 o'clock, but I got paid that
You
day.
guys,
so I'd sit in the car parking lot and deposit my check.
You guys,
it takes about 5
in
to
the
10
future.
minutes. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to get a good picture of it.
Yeah,
because the camera on your phone is like, I can't understand. You want to take a picture of a sheet of paper?
Yeah.
Like
you want to take a picture of a sheet of paper that is in no way anywhere close to the same like frame as the actual. So they give you like this little outline, and you gotta be like,
ratio is kind of off.
It's way off.
And then the app will just be like, we see that you didn't endorse the check. Yes, I did. It's right the fuck there. Please endorse the check and take the picture. So you take like 8 fucking pictures of the back of the check because it can't see the goddamn signature. So you go get a darker pen and then write over your fucking signature.
You guys, the future sucks.
The future's terrible.
Future needs to get its shit together.
That's how the future works, though.
It took
because we're still in the present.
Right.
In the future, it'll be fine. Also, 2 more years, guys.
To what?
Till hoverboards and shoes that lace themselves.
This is true.
Excited.
Totally excited. Nike better get on that.
All right,
shit.
the future's.
I'm saying.
All right,
Nike...
guys, the future's awesome again. I'm back in on the future.
I'm back in on the future.
We can still have one of those.
Nike after seeing that movie, Nike was like, well, fuck. They just basically said you won't do it.
Well, we're done now.
Yeah, we got to make motorized lace-up shoes, and people have done it. They've like made Marty McFly shoes, but Nike hasn't done it.
Right.
Nike needs to do it.
No, I think they did, and they only made like 1,000 pairs or
did
something.
they?
Yeah.
They got 3 years to make them like mass produced.
They need to bring them back.
Right.
Also,
bring that shit back.
Also, hoverboards.
Or they
if
can
you're not
do the
working
thing-
on it, start now.
Or they can do the thing where they only make 1,000 of them and sell them for like $65,000 a pop, which I'm pretty sure is what they did.
I bet you those fuckers sold too.
Yep.
That's like putting a DeLorean on the market, which they're remaking those too.
Actually,
got 2 pairs.
actually, DeLoreans are only about $24,000.
Mhm.
You can buy them new.
Yep. Well,
No,
they're new-ish. They use original parts and new manufactured parts.
Well, they use
But
parts.
they have legit.
They have
numbers.
they have an entire warehouse of DeLorean parts that have never ever been touched,
Mhm.
and they just build new ones.
Right.
Like they're the old pieces
We
from
can-
that day. They're
we
not
can rebuild
fabricating
them.
them anymore.
They have the technology.
But they
Who
still have
owns
the pieces.
DeLorean now?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably the
But
DeLorean company.
I am like
Are you on WorldStarHipHop.com? What are you
No.
doing?
I am like
I
so
accidentally
close to
opened
buying
my
a
browser and it
DeLorean.
went to my browser stuff. Anyways,
'Cause
yeah,
DeLorean.
dude, fuck yeah. If I had $24,000 to drop, I'd be like, "Cause DeLorean." I saw
Yeah,
DeLorean
yeah.
driving through Castle Hayne the other day,
Uh-huh.
and I like freaked the fuck out. I was like, "Oh my god, it's DeLorean!" And
It's
I
kind
don't
of what
think-
happens
yeah.
with people. They go, "Oh my god."
There was
DeLorean."
one at the Hilton too,
Yeah.
but that one wasn't as cool because it was an actual Back to the Future DeLorean.
Uh-huh.
at the Hilton.
Yeah.
This was a like DeLorean,
Uh-huh.
like an original DeLorean, not like it's not like a Back to the Future fan going, "Oh my god, look at my time machine with the flux capacitor." No, shut up. It was a DeLorean, like the sports car DeLorean, and it was pretty fucking legit. And then
Gotta get a Mr. Fusion up in that bitch.
right next to it was driving by like a '56 fucking Chevy Bel Air too, and I was just like, today is a day for me to wish I had money.
Yep. That's every day for me.
Yeah. Hey, you
Yep.
got that. So RJ,
Working on.
somebody got a job.
I do.
Yeah, you
I have
do.
to be at work at 10 tomorrow.
In the morning?
Yes.
That's not bad.
Ball.
I gotta be at work at 3 tomorrow.
AM.
Have fun with that.
Oh, she has to be at work at 7 in the morning.
Ha!
Samesies. High five.
Ha! So did you play anything else other than Postal?
I've actually been playing.
Stopped playing NBA because you're a bitch.
And I keep leaving my controller over here. But I was playing a lot of Crater.
Oh yeah.
You got me pretty efficiently hooked into that game.
Yeah, not sure how I feel about that game. So the combat and stuff I find decent enough. It seems like
As in there is none.
as in there is none. As in every
You have
character
two
has
base
two
skills
abilities.
and then boosters.
But I mean, you can do cool shit like like what I did with the big guy's like taunt ability, where now it heals in an AoE around him every time he taunts, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, it gives you room.
the
for
fact that
cool
your
stuff.
dudes hit your gray level dudes hit their max level pretty goddamn fast, and and I didn't like beeline to the next city, so I went through an entire another place where I just like filled out my guys. Although you can just switch out whoever you have completely on the fly.
Yeah, which was cool.
Which is nice.
Because I was in like the processing, so the one with the exploding shits,
Yeah.
and the big
Yeah,
bears,
processing plant or
the
something like that.
processing plant or something like that. And I realized that my Slayer wasn't equipped,
Uh-huh.
and I was just like, well, fuck. And so I just went to the character screen just to see if I could do it, and then it switched like on the fly, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So like literally, if you walk into a room,
Now I don't I doubt you can do it in the middle of combat
I don't see
because you have to navigate menu. I mean, you might be able to. But
Yeah, you might be able to do it and die really
hey, I
hard.
found it.
but- Hey, look at that. You might be able to do it and like die really hard,
probably.
but I mean, it's still possible.
Fighting against doctors is shit. I hate doctors. Gotta kill the fuck out of them real quick.
I don't think I'm that far yet.
Oh, you probably just haven't bumped into him yet.
Oh, okay.
I was running around looking for Bjorns for some meat.
Jorns.
And
Cake Mix has joined the channel.
forgot about that. So I was looking for Bjorn. We're all right. So
You're looking for Bjorns.
it's gonna find its way out of this podcast somehow.
Some-
Son of a
Cake
bitch.
mix.
Sometimes you forget that you have applications open.
And by applications, he means vent.
Ventrilo with robot lady
See,
telling me.
I turned all that stuff off on my vent.
Well, aren't you fucking fancy?
Vent is incredibly.
I have
neat.
it turned off for the server because it's nuts listening to people that you never
But
ever
you
talk
kept it
to
on
getting
for the
on.
channel,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I keep it on for the channel.
Because it's nice while you're in game.
Right.
Oh yeah, yeah for sure.
It's like Cake Mix is online. It's like, what up, fucker?
Yeah.
You know how I knew? Robot bitch.
Hit your fucking hook some more. God, get better at clockwork.
Oh, so I took your advice, Watched the Dota International Finals.
Yeah,
Oh,
those
man.
games are pretty good.
God, that was so worth it.
Holy dick cheese, dude.
Yeah. There was really nothing.
We
Yo-
totally called Alliance.
Yo, Dota's going for
Well, that was a close run.
Oh no, it was nuts. Like the entire time, I was like, "Come on, Navi, you got this."
Yo, that series went to 5 games.
Yes, it
Yes.
was the 5 games.
And every one of those games was
Every one of those
well,
games.
so some the first 2 games were not close. They were kind of a stomp one way and a stomp the other, but they were still entertaining to watch.
They were entertaining stomps, and it made it it basically made it another best of 3 game.
Navi brings the fountain
And that-
hooks.
Yeah.
They brought him hard.
Although they didn't bring him in that.
What just bugged me though is not about the finals, but about the tournament stuff. Because I love
Oh yeah, that's right. That was an earlier game.
Yeah.
the fountain hooks.
What else?
But I love Liquid Gaming,
Then you
the
pudge.
team, and then I watched Liquid Gaming play against the Chinese team while I was over here.
And they got shit stomped.
They got shit stomped while they were down on kills. Like it really showed the essence of Chinese play because RJ was just like, yeah, they're defensive. They're gonna run from team fights, and they do it all the time.
Yeah, Chinese Dota sucks.
Yeah. Liquid
Well, it
is-
doesn't suck. It's incredibly smart, and very patient, and it is not.
really
It's
boring.
not fun to watch.
Liquid was literally up 5 kills to 3, and then that's when the Chinese team won.
Yeah.
And I was just like, so I posted on Facebook. I was like, if you want to know how to lose while up on kills, that's how. Way to go, Liquid. And then one of my friends was
2
like,
kills is not that big. I mean,
Right,
and that's the other thing is that the team fights in those Chinese games a lot of times are so impactful because there are so few kills.
yeah, it just like because I've watched you play Dota games where I'd go up to like 30 kills, you'd be down by 10 kills and completely swinging around and still win.
Well,
Yeah.
I play with some decent people, and
Right.
teamwork is overpowered.
True. But I
Dude,
mean, it was just really
Dude,
boring
having
to watch.
having a microphone in games like Dota and League are incredibly overpowered.
Yeah.
Because just being able to click a button and say something instead of having to hit enter, type a sentence, and then hit enter again is
every single time I play.
incredibly awesome.
Wait, hold on. Did you watch the stream for the games, or did you watch them in the client?
I watch them in the client.
Oh, so you didn't see the Ogre Magi cosplay?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, it was incredible! There were 2 dudes dressed up as Ogre Magi. One was one head, one was the other. And then Ogre Magi got picked for that game, and they went screaming like up and down the auditorium, just like to everyone cheering after them, and it was incredible. And then after Alliance lost that game, they were sad, and they sad walked up and down the aisle.
That's wow. I'm really sad I missed that.
It was pretty great. Did you see the All-Star game?
Oh,
I'll have to show you that at some point because that's quality viewing as well.
cool.
Um,
One thing I did watch that was interesting. Oh, funny. Just a little quick thing. I made Liberty watch Silence of the Lambs at like
Go fuck yourself.
at night,
uh-huh.
and
I don't know that I've ever seen Silence of the Lambs.
dude, what's wrong with you?
We don't have time for that list.
Yeah. Good point. But it was probably one of the most entertaining experiences. Not because I really love that movie,
Uh-huh.
but you know that dip in your clavicle
Yep.
and your trapezial muscle.
Sure.
She basically had like a death grip on that for about 3/4 of the movie, and like she'd be like, she'd have her like eyes like poked up over my shoulder, going, "Is she going to die?" I was like, "No, she's not going to die." It's like,
Bitch died.
she just got locked in that van. She going to die. I'm just like, "Baby, watch the movie." She's like, "A bitch going to die." I'm like, "You're worse than a."
Wrong,
Can't be
bitch!
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
kill you!
Yeah, y'all seen Malibu's Most Wanted. You know where I'm going with this. I'm not going to outright say it.
Oh,
I
Malibu's
refuse.
Most Wanted.
But
But that movie is so good.
oh, it's such a good movie. But it was
Racist.
shut up. I did my damnedest during that NBA 2K13 playthrough. I did
That's
my
still hasn't been posted
all-time
or touched.
damnedest. It's a lot to touch.
Yeah.
Ha!
We have frame rate issues.
Yeah,
Oh.
we completely.
I thought that was a phrasing buff.
Yeah, no, we had frame rate issues on the first one. It was funny because me and RJ were just literally talking shit to each other the whole time.
There were still frame rate issues on the second one.
But-
There were occasional hitches that
Yeah.
are not representative of the game. One of these days, we'll get another computer when we fucking have money.
Yeah, we just need to
And we
figure
can
out what
screen
it takes.
cap
We
off
just
one
need
to another.
rich benefactors. So if you know people with money who want to give us money for being funny,
Hey, we
Fine.
need
do
to-
that and let us know.
We might need a website, Dustin, where people can go look at stuff. Dustin.
Oh, well, it's a good thing we have a substitute called Facebook right now.
And YouTube.
That
And
is
YouTube.
a shitty substitute.
Hey, social media.
Dude, we got 13 likes, bruh.
We got
We have
29
29.
likes.
Oh, wow. When did that happen?
Like over the course of the last few weeks.
Sometime
as we do
between the
podcasts.
time that we made the Facebook page and now.
Yeah. We had more than 13 likes immediately after
Shut
I made
up.
the Facebook page.
Well, shut up.
Because some people like it.
Anyways, we refilmed it, and we still had frame rate issues. But like
They weren't nearly as bad.
Oh, not nearly as bad. I need to find out what, and that's why, like, when I messaged you, I was like, I think I'm gonna stick to like old/indie games when I'm doing my stuff because
Yeah.
I know my computer can cap them.
And then you
I know for a fact my computer can cap
and then
them.
you got to learn the joys of rendering.
Oh god, dude, it took like okay. By the end of all my editing stuff, I had about 35 minutes of footage.
Right.
It took like an hour and a half to render it.
Yep.
So I was just sitting there, just like staring at my computer, and it's like, fuck this. I started pacing up and down my hallway.
Did you double check it to make sure that it all rendered properly?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Okay. Because that was
It's
another
in-
problem that I
it's-
love having,
It's in
which is
MP4. Is that okay?
as long as YouTube takes it.
They do.
Then
It's like almost 2 gigs.
I mean, well, that's kind of big. I'm using.
I rendered
Actually,
it
I don't know.
720.
Yeah,
like you said.
I'm using.
I rendered it to internet specific 720.
I'm using the dot Windows, the dot WMVs, and they're usually around a gig, I think.
I mean, it'll be fine.
And whatevs.
Yeah. I told because when it gave me the options of what I could render it to,
Mhm.
it was just like internet HD 720p 29.92 frames, blah blah blah. And I was
Right.
like, let's do that one because I know that's what you asked for specifically. So I capped the game in 720. Well, not specific, but you said 720. You didn't really give me a specific.
I mean,
parameter,
yeah,
so-
that's that. I mean,
So I capped the game with the resolution at resolution at 720.
the higher you render it at, the longer it's going to take, and the
Right.
more frames you render, the longer it's going to take.
Right. I mean, I could have rendered it at like 24 frames a second.
Right.
but the difference would have been minute. By the end
Well, it'd be a lot more noticeable because it's video and stuff.
but
Because you're capturing at a certain frame rate and then you're re-rendering at another, and it comes out kind of funky.
the only time my frame rate dipped while recording Postal though was in a load screen of all places. It it went from like
Well, the computer's processing to.
It went from a flat 60 to like 28.
Yeah.
So I know my computer can handle a screen cap up to a certain level of game. Like I can screen cap Witcher at like 40 some odd frames. When I get into like huge battles, it kind of bogs down to like 20 something.
Yeah.
But it doesn't like jump skip like yours did.
Yeah.
I think your computer just has a lot of shit going on as well.
It's getting old.
I have to sacrifice a chicken like every other month just to keep it going.
Mine's fresh. It's just swinging out of the gates.
Fresh.
But I'm also using 2 graphics processors, so
Right.
my computer can allocate
That makes it easier.
a little bit.
Do anything else? You played some Creator? You played some...
Play some Creator, recorded some Postal. Hopefully you enjoy that, so everybody else can see us. Basically all I got.
Talked in monotone for a little bit?
Yeah, I totally did that at one
Okay.
point. Now a little higher pitch monotone. Go Dustin!
Dude, honestly, I haven't played anything but Dota 2 in the last week because I've been watching the Dota 2 tournament all week.
Yeah, I actually.
The
I actually
international was pretty good.
The international was really good.
I actually got the pleasure to not watch you play Dota because he was doing his own thing the entire time, and since like I saw you party with them and then play some Dota.
Yeah, we were playing some
bot matches.
Yeah,
some boss matches.
Because I'm still really green,
I'm
but I'm working on it.
yeah.
I've got a few characters I like.
800 plus games played.
Yeah.
That's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games.
I've been playing Dota for a little bit, you guys.
So
1100 hours.
I think at this point they really need to. Wait, were you done? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was listening to you.
Oh, at this point, I think Xbox just needs to rename the Xbox One, or Microsoft needs to rename the Xbox One to the Xbox 180.
Because they went back on another thing.
The Kinect is no longer required for the Xbone.
Wait, really?
Yeah, seriously.
They took the
Jesus
Kinect away.
shit.
I
It's
mean-
like, Jesus, like, fucking pick what you're gonna do and do it.
Well,
you know?
I mean, there's
Are they lowering the price?
Probably not.
I wonder.
I would
if
think they would have
if they're
to.
doing that.
They would have to.
I wonder if they're doing that to be able to put out a bundle at release that is $400.
Like Sony's already doing.
Yes.
I mean, well,
It wouldn't
this is
surprise me.
this is my this is my
again, they're narrowing the fuck. I mean, they still haven't won the hearts and minds like Sony clearly did, but they're definitely
They're
making
bridging
an
the gap.
effort to narrow the margin.
I think that there's a big thing to say for Microsoft in this particular console war because
Console war.
because
Console
even
slap
though Well, yeah, console slap fight, sure. But in the last console generation, PlayStation came out and said, "This is what you're getting. This is the price it's going to be. Suck it up." And a lot of people, and I mean, it lost the company. Well,
Are you talking about
it
PS3?
would have lost. Yeah, it would have lost the company money,
so-
but they continued selling PlayStation 2 for its whole 10-year
Yeah, they run 10-year
business
cycles.
plan.
They're
'cause
doing
that's
the
what
same
they
thing
do.
on PS3.
Right.
Sony said, "Fuck you, pay
and
me."
so they basically ended up still making money, but not off of the PS3. They lost actually a pretty good chunk off the PS3.
Like Nintendo's doing right now with the Wii.
But Microsoft,
again, they're not
but
losing that much
Microsoft
money.
hears the outcry, and they're like, instead of potentially losing these people, instead of our stuff being dropped, let's change it.
Yep.
Let's do what the people want, because that's what we're here for.
I think that might largely be because of the difference between American and Japanese business models, where
I agree.
American companies look at things in months or quarters.
Yeah.
At the furthest, whereas Japanese companies look at things over decades.
Yep.
And it's just how they do business. So
Yeah.
Microsoft is trying to be more flexible and
Now,
fix their shit.
I can say that. I really can. I can say I appreciate what Microsoft's doing at this point. Like they're listening to something Microsoft doesn't do very often. They're listening to the community.
It's something that a lot of big corporations just don't do, and they just are.
Yeah.
And it's actually really amazing what the video game community, what gamers as a whole have really flipped around in this.
They also want to make money.
All corporations want to make money, but some will just go down with the ship.
Yeah. Well,
And Microsoft is very much saying, you know what, this is what you want.
Yeah.
Here.
A lot of times they've got these business models and they have their projections, and at that point it becomes a math problem of
How much do we have to change to meet our projected sales?
or not even that. It's what's going to make us more money. Are we going to change these things and lower the price to sell more units, or would we make more money keeping it where it is and just selling it to the people who will buy it?
Well, right. I mean, but I don't think that there's exclusivity on the part of actually giving people what they want.
Sure.
versus profits.
Right.
Well,
I think that that's what's important.
Unless it's something like you don't need a Kinect and now
Well, I think that a lot of people were really mad about the Kinect and its always on feature, because a lot of people are really scared that it's spying on you all the time. It's listening to your conversations. It's recording them, which
Right.
it's not doing.
Well,
it's just listening. It's just listening for you to say Xbox on.
or is it?
I mean, I can only imagine that you would dedicate a very, very small portion of your memory to it, listening every second, and then it just gets dumped.
Possibly.
But I mean, I could also see where paranoid people would be like, "Oh my god, they're watching me constantly," which you really should have been more paranoid when it came to things like the original
Here's why
Xbox
I say
Connect, where it was taking pictures of you and posting them on the internet.
I want to sit,
which was pretty fantastic.
I want to sit in front of the Xbox One and just say Obama, terrorist, assassination, bomb, explosions,
and see how long
USA.
See how long it
takes for the NSA to show up at my door.
Here's one thing I do have to say.
Can't say bomb anywhere.
The press statement that Microsoft released and all that fun stuff, they said this is all they've said up to this point. They went back on one of their DRM issues, which was now if you have Xbox Live Gold on one profile on the Xbox, everyone can use the benefits of that gold, like play the arcade games and stuff.
That's
way
pretty
Xbox
solid.
is like right now.
Yeah.
Which is why I was just like, you already did that. That's not like. Okay,
well, but they're not. Yeah.
That was just me going, Microsoft.
They're saying they're not changing it.
Yeah. They said that the Kinect does not need to be plugged in. That gives them the advantage. That gives them the ability, like RJ said, to release a console without the Kinect to drop the price point to compete with the PS4. But they have not stated whether or not it's still going to be bundled with it, mandatory or not. But they definitely now they have a little more playroom when it comes to the launch bundle.
Well, I think also it gives them more flexibility when it comes to. I think it gives them more flexibility when it comes to launch consoles. Because right now, both companies are having an issue with the amount of pre-orders versus how much they're able to manufacture.
Right. Yeah. It's manufacturing and distribution is going to be one of the bigger fights. So one quick thing about that, it gives them the option to not pack in the Kinect. I think every console is still going to come packed in with Kinect, so that Microsoft can tell developers there is a Kinect in every single one of these.
So developers be more opt. But that created a big issue with. That's why a lot of we've touched on this before. That's why a lot of major developers won't touch the Wii U the way they should.
Right.
Because they literally have to develop for almost 2 different platforms. Now, granted, it's not to that. It's not to. I don't know a lot about video game developing, but I wouldn't imagine it'd be that much more to like at least run like voice commands and stuff, like run the codecs for all that in your games. But when it comes to like the motion control and all the stuff that you really can do with the Kinect now, like facial recognition and stuff like that, that's you got to develop on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And you got to get people that can do that. And you got to employ people that can do that.
Yep.
And
Oh yeah.
Almost. But that's what. That's one of the reasons why, like, if it makes the platform more difficult to develop on, people don't like to develop on it. That's what happened with the PS3 last generation.
Right.
Now, granted, the Kinect's a little bit different because it's more of a peripheral, quote unquote, than the actual main driving point of the console.
It's what happened with a lot of really bad but really good peripherals in console generations past. Did you know that...
Yo, Rob the Robot was pretty sick.
Yeah. Did you know that the Dreamcast had internet connectivity? Because a lot of people didn't. But you could also plug a keyboard into it.
Yeah, you want to hear some crazy shit? You want to talk about, like, really, really, truly ridiculous shit is the flip side of that where Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 had internet on it.
Oh, yeah.
It had internet on it 6 months before, or like a ways before the PlayStation 2 had proper internet.
Oh yeah,
before it had like the modem thingy.
Yeah, because people were like taking USBs and plugging in and like plugging USB to like Ethernet shit in.
Wow.
And like fucking tunneling like ridiculously. And Neversoft was just like, fuck it, you want internet? Here you go. We know it's not supported, but
don't care.
You'll figure it out.
That's funny. Yeah, but as soon as you said, like, failed peripherals, a video game passed, first thing popped in my head was Rob the Robot.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Like, that thing...
Favorite cameo in video games? Rob the Robot.
Yeah,
Kirby.
You want this...
It was also really fun to play on Super Smash Bros.
Do you want this mouse for your Nintendo... Your Super Nintendo?
Dude,
how much
I
do you
totally
want to play
had...
How much do you want to play Mario Paint?
I had Mario Paint, and I loved that game. The fact that you could just swat flies, and there was a whole game like about swatting flies. That was one of my favorite
what kind
games.
Of fucking childhood game?
It was fun because
you know my swatting flies.
There was like a
game?
bee.
Yo, Keith, when I was growing up, I had this game. I had this stick and this hoop, and I would just push.
I don't believe you.
The face he's making makes me doubt the story's legitimacy.
Only way you could have a worse childhood.
If you just push stick,
Yo,
you push rocks down the street with a really big stick.
Yeah, we had beans this one time, and then I had a whole fucking can, and I kicked the shit out of that can.
Oh man,
these are all lies.
I got out a lot as a kid. I was actually pretty well balanced. I had pretty old games.
Oh yeah,
I had tennis
so
ball
I had to go
and a
outside.
wall.
Dude, I saw this post that pissed me off to no fucking end. It was like when I was an '80s, because I'm an '80s kid, one of those things, and it was about like I played the first video game, blah blah blah, blah, which I get. Some of that was true.
Sure.
And then it was also like, but then they were started to say things that we got to experience in the '90s too, because I was born in '91.
Oh sure, I mean those posts are always stupid.
Yeah, and it's just like, but it bugged me.
They're fun. They're fun nostalgia trips for you,
right? But what really bugged me about it is because you know how like, oh, 90s kids, hands up, blah blah blah, and everybody that likes the page was born in like '97.
Yeah.
The cat that posted this was born in 1989.
Yeah.
Like literally a year before the flip of the decade.
Oh god, I'm way worse about that because I'm like I'm an '80s kid for like the better part of a week.
Yeah. Because you're a December cat. Yeah. I was
December
a 90s
26.
kid.
I think
a '90s kid through and through.
the
91. I got to see the whole fucking. I got to see almost the whole decade.
I think the important thing is getting to grow up and see some of the reruns from the old shows from the previous generation.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know there are shows that
I had no idea I was a generation of. I had no idea I was a generation behind Dragon Ball Z until like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, dude, that show is old.
Until like well, not 10 years ago. Until like 3 or 4 years ago, I was doing some research and I was like, Jesus Christ, this started in like the 80s.
Yeah.
Like Dragon Ball started in like 80s.
I love
like
love
85.
good old anime, dude.
I was just like,
Dragon Ball was even before that. Dragon Ball Z started in like 85.
Yeah. And then like seeing how much it's like developed over the years and how many times they've remastered it so it stays relevant. It's done a really fucking good job.
Yeah.
Like it can hold its water really well.
Until it pops.
And
then Dragon Ball GT, and everybody hated that.
Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Never bet on Dragon Ball.
Never bet on Dragon Ball.
So we got into Salty Bet. That I
Oh
had
my
for
god,
the
that's the
towards.
worst mistake
Holy
ever.
shit, Salty Bet is hilarious. So the website is saltybet.com, and what's it, Mugen?
Yeah, it's a Mugen.
I love Mugen.
But they just run bots against bots, and you can bet on which one you think is going to win.
If it's Evil Dan, it's always going to win.
And you get salty bucks.
Well, see, that's what you would think.
Evil Dan's
But
OP as fuck.
if it's Evil Dan
versus Grover,
you
ain't
might
got
have
shit.
You might have a problem.
Grover put a hat on and moonwalked away after he won one round. You know what else he did? He fucking put on a cape and just flew away. He also off-map called in Big Bird. I don't know what you want. I don't know what the fuck you want.
We need to do this.
We saw Windows 98
we did this.
fight.
We did this during the internationals.
Somebody
during International 3. We were just on salty bets
during some of those fucking long ass Chinese games.
During a lot of the Chinese games.
Yeah. He was telling me like, yeah, Chinese games can go on like more than an hour. What's the
World
record? 97
world
minutes?
record
98 minutes 58 seconds.
So nuts.
On
An
the International
hour
3
and 40 minutes, man.
It's too long.
That is way too long.
Way too long.
To be fair, see, the thing about that was there were like less than 50 kills in that game. I think there were like 45 total,
Wow.
and like 20 of them came in the last like half hour.
So they kind of picked it up.
So yeah, but
For the Chinese, they
but
picked
the longest professional game before that was like 96 minutes, and there was like over 100 kills on both sides.
They were just literally systematic.
They were just murdering the shit out of each other.
And no one.
That is the game that I want to actually.
When I was playing
that one up.
We might.
When I was playing
Maybe
League
at
of
some
Legends
point.
and we had like hour and a half long games, it was because of shit like that. It's like you're at endgame and there is nothing you can do. You guys are balanced as shit,
And you're just beating
the shit out of each other, waiting until one of you fucks up.
See, I think the thing about League that would perpetuate longer games like that is because your fucking inhibitors can respawn.
Well, yeah,
This is
there's
true.
that.
This
Yeah.
is true.
Like, yo, you lose a Rax and Dota and that thing's gone.
It makes you really try and
Makes you really try to like wait until you get your inhibitor back.
Yeah.
And
Makes you
then-
really try to go like, hey Navi, maybe you should have just base raced him instead of the mistakes were made. Hey, also don't chase kills. Don't chase unnecessary kills. Kill Raxes.
You gotta want it.
That's how you win the. Well, you know what I bet they wanted? I bet they wanted $1.4 million and not what they got.
Well,
they got
dude,
600
I was gonna say
million dollars.
600
or
600
or
million.
better.
600,000.
600,000.
Dude, even second place at the internationals.
775 billion.
Even second place at the internationals.
Oh yeah.
$1
Oh yeah.
billion
Selling those compendiums increased the prize pool by like $1.2 million.
That many of you retards bought that?
Well, they only sold it for $10, and $2.50 of each of those went in.
How many did they sell?
Apparently a lot.
Enough
math-wise.
for $1.2 million.
So
That's
apparently,
nuts.
they sold 4.8 million of them.
Something like that.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Y'all are dumb.
Dude, I got a courier out of it.
Did
I
you-
got
did
an
you
XP. I got a battle point bonus
Did
for
you-
like a month and a half.
Okay,
that
no,
was like the
the
best
people who are
battle
dumb are
point
the
bonus
people
they got
who
the
bought
entire
it on
time.
multiple accounts.
Or bought multiples of them.
Did you
I mean, and they were doing cool shit with them. Like
did
they
you upgrade
were.
your courier yet?
Yeah, oh yes, I got one thing, but I fucked up and I made it purple instead of yellow. I should have made it yellow because I have the whistle that gives it the next stage. But I want the crab, but the only way to get the crab is to get like all of the fucking player cards for the compendium.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, it's fucked. I have 49 cards stamped. I only have one completed team. That's retarded.
I keep feeding him cards, but he's got all.
They're
of
still
them.
dropping. I don't know how long they're gonna drop for. They don't have an expiration date. I think the chests expired today or yesterday.
Aw.
But you can still buy keys for them, which is
Right.
a really, really dirty thing to do, Valve. So yeah,
It's probably just an oversight.
maybe.
Mhm.
I hope they keep the cards around because I want to upgrade my courier.
Right.
I want it. But yeah, I mean, you got a courier, you got a battle point bonus, you got to make predictions on stuff.
Yeah, you got
and
to
get
make
points
like,
towards that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
You got to vote on who was in the All-Star games. You got to vote who was in the 1v1 tournament, which I also haven't seen yet. Need to go back and watch.
There's still plenty of
They made it worthwhile in the end.
Awesome.
I think
Well, that's good. At least you didn't waste your however much.
because I got to see Dendy fight Puppy, and it was great.
and that was pretty funny, even though Dendy lost.
Well, Dendy lost the game, but he won the battle.
But he won the battle.
He won the battle, lost the war.
Yeah.
Every time Dendy killed Puppy in the All-Star game, they would, you know how they were popping up stats on the side and stuff. They would just pop up like Bendy 1, Puppy 0.
Yeah.
It was pretty incredible.
So, another interesting thing. NVIDIA's... One of NVIDIA's department directors, that he was talking shit. And although Rockstar has only confirmed Grand Theft Auto 5 for PS3 and Xbox 360, the NVIDIA's department director, one of the departments, can't remember, I think it was like the internal research department or something, he's basically confirmed that it's coming to PC as well, simultaneously.
Surprise? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. I did not see a simultaneous launch coming, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I mean, who knows, it could change. You know how Rockstar is in their release dates.
You mean, yeah, okay. I was gonna try and make a joke there, but there's not.
There's not a joke. Rockstar's release dates suck.
So what have I been doing? I've been playing more Dota.
Yep.
I guess we should get back around to this now. That's 45 minutes in. I guess it's my turn.
We're taking turns now?
I guess. I don't know anything. What have I been playing? I've been playing some Dota. I reinstalled PlanetSide 2.
Why?
Because I've got people who've been playing it recently, so
really?
I might jump back into that.
I'll jump in there with you.
I played a grand total of like 2 minutes of Super Puzzle Platformer Deluxe today.
Yeah, I saw you. I saw it like literally. It popped up on my Steam. It was like playing Super Puzzle Platformer Deluxe, and then like 2 minutes later, it popped up and it was like Dodger's playing something else.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh.
I was like, guess what? That game is like kind of brutal in that you only, like, as soon as you fuck up, you're pretty much done, and it's almost impossible to actually advance in, and you have to advance through levels to unlock more characters, and that's fucked. It's fucked. Like, I don't know. There are some things to like about that game, but it takes too long to get your score up. Or maybe I'm just terrible at it. I could also just be terrible at it.
It's probably that you're just terrible at it.
It's it's entirely possible. But
is it that's a torture platformer, isn't it?
No, it's like think sort of like Puzzle Fighter, where you gotta like clear blocks and stuff.
Oh, I know what game you're talking about.
But you shoot them.
Yeah. I know what game. Excuse me.
I finished Bully.
Did you?
Yeah. I really like that game.
Pretty good game.
The story is kind of a mess, but the things you do in it are a lot of fun.
Right. Similar problems with a lot of games. I mean, it's hard to write coherently nowadays.
There's a front to back story where you have to deal with all the different clicks and stuff.
Right.
But it sort of seems like completely disconnected.
Right.
Yeah, when you make an open world sort of game like that, you kind of lose part of the continuity. Because if you just run around and beat the piss out of things,
but I mean, to be perfectly honest, some of the like one-off stuff, some of the one-off missions that I did were some of the best parts of that game. Even if the Christmas medley was just you playing a stupid, simple like rhythm game, that was hilarious. Even if it also kind of went on a little too long.
What kills me, and I mean, Dustin made a good point.
You get a skateboard.
You do get a skateboard. You get a scooter.
Yeah, I spent a good 20 minutes in the carnival hitting that fucking bell over and over again because it was the easiest way for me to get tickets, even if it was goddamn repetitive as shit.
So you could get the scooter.
So I could get the scooter. And then there's a law against riding a scooter without a helmet on. I was like, I'm not gonna wear a fucking helmet. Fuck you.
Yep. What
that looks dumb.
But like Dustin's point, and that's one thing that I loved about they did well with some of the Grand Theft Auto games and stuff like that, where storylines would close and then the next one would open, which eventually may lead back to this guy. Like you'd lose that icon, but another icon for the guy you were just introduced to. Blah blah blah. What killed me about the first Saints Row is because I was used to that flow. Like if I wanted to sit down,
Saints flow.
If I wanted to sit down and play Grand Theft Auto, but I didn't want to like do side quests or anything like that, I just wanted to grind through story missions, you could. Saints Row required that reputation to go do the story quest. So if I wanted to sit down and just bust out a part of the story without blowing people up and shooting gang members, because sometimes I do that, there's like, well, you gotta have...
It's because you don't like fun.
Dude, when I get down on free roam games, I get down, but sometimes I do want to beat them.
You don't want to drive around and shoot poop on things?
I mean, I do, but sometimes I don't.
You don't want to drive around in it. Well, that wasn't. You don't want to run around with a rocket launcher and shoot fences.
I didn't play a lot of Saints Row.
Also known as the only way to really beat those mayhem.
Yeah. I did.
Yo, you shoot, and they made a joke about it. There was an achievement in Saints Row 3 that was like fence farmer or something.
I didn't play a lot of Saints Row 3. I know the same system was in Saints Row 2, but in Saints Row 3, did you have to get like reputation to do
Yes.
something? I never got that.
I mean,
just didn't get that.
the game. Well, they gave you a lot more like reputation bonus things,
Right.
and also they just made the side things a lot of fun.
Right.
They just
Yeah.
they
No,
just
made you
became
want it.
they
Yeah.
became a lot more fun.
Yeah, if they
Driving around on a 4x4 while you're on fire is incredibly fun.
I really liked the Genki's
Genki's
side
was
missions.
pretty
I really hated the Genki side missions.
I was really good at taking all of the like just headshots everywhere, so it was just like bang, 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 and I was getting like tons of bonus points and finishing them out perfect timing and like all sorts of good stuff.
I think everything surrounding
I
the
had super
Genki
bonus
stuff was
points.
funny. Like the commentators were great, and the
man
ethical was great, and
Yeah.
in fact,
and the man cannon.
yes,
Yeah,
Well,
the bonus
what,
stuff.
Well, because the only part of Saints Row 3 I actually played was like in game. Like when a buddy of mine had already beaten it, I'd come over and play Saints Row 3 and just run around and just fuck shit up. You know,
So you're telling me you're excited for Saints Row 4 without playing Saints Row 3?
I'm very excited for
You
Saints
fucked up. You need to go play that game.
It's because that trailer. How could you not
Well-
be
Well, because I
excited?
played through Saints Row 1 and Saints Row 2. The only reason I skipped Saints Row 3 is
It's
because
because you hate fun.
I didn't have a PC.
You hate the best
I
game
didn't
of
have
2012.
I didn't have a PC and my Xbox died. Okay. Now having a PC and I
Oh, I
is
think
that Deep Silver bundle still going?
I think so.
I totally forgot to jump on that. I
Yeah.
need to do that.
Because I told you, yeah, because
I posted
it
the
ends
other day.
today.
Yeah, I think it ends in a couple hours. You should.
Yeah.
You got to get on that.
I need to get on that. Because I was
You
just
should.
gonna,
You should pay enough money to get the DLC
Yeah.
because
Is it
the
worth
DLC. Well, I mean, it's
Do you get
it's
Steam
like
keys?
it's like $5 something. I would bet you get Steam keys.
Because I still need to activate my Steam key for Psychonauts so I can get all my achievements from the last bundle I bought.
Yeah, and then you can be like me and play some Risen 2, which I have been poking at. Hello, it's dude, you play as a pirate.
It looked pretty like.
Ain't enough pirate games.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like pirates.
Dude,
Also, Black Flag. I'm super excited for Black Flag.
I'm gonna jump back to pirate games real quick, then we'll come back to Black Flag.
Well, it's a
'cause
pirate game to me.
Yeah, it reminded me of something. Well, yeah, it is. You're playing a pirate.
Yeah.
But,
No, you're not. You're playing an assassin.
assassin
I
pirate.
don't care anything about the assassination part. I'm not going to assassinate anyone.
No.
I'm going to run at them with my swords like.
I want
That's the whole point.
I want a hidden cutlass. I don't want a blade.
But-
I want him to wear big ass baggy sleeves and just go, ah, motherfucker.
Do y'all remember? Okay, you know the games that you can play online, like the Drug Lord game, where you.
I was
go-
gonna say,
Yes.
there's a lot. There's
Yeah,
a
like
lot of
Mafia
games that you can
Wars
play
and
online.
stuff.
Yeah, like where you can go buy drugs at low
Sure,
prices
yes.
and sell them at high prices, stuff like that. Okay, well,
So
but,
eBay.
yes, eBay for drugs. But Bethesda, back for the original Xbox, made a Pirates of the Caribbean game.
Yes.
Y'all heard about this?
Yes.
Y'all played it?
No.
Yes.
All it is,
I'm gonna
it's-
go with no for both of those.
It's a it's not canon and it's not story based.
Wait, there are no cannons.
No, there are canons,
Oh.
but it's not canon to the movies.
It's not
One
canonical.
N. In the middle.
But it's still like Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean. But
Wait, is it the Caribbean or the Caribbean?
it's both.
Depends.
Depends on if you're saying Disney before.
cannons.
But like you're literally playing some pirate, and there's like none of the characters from any of the movies, and you buy a boat and you get a sword, and it's like it seems like they tried to do Oblivion but with pirates because it's very free roamy, very open trade market stuff like that, and it was actually really fun. And I lost my copy. It's dicking around somewhere in my sister's house somewhere because
That's unfortunate.
yeah. But I mean, it's not like I play it. All three of my Xboxes have died within the past.
You should
5
stop
years.
killing
Oh my god,
consoles.
did you see that picture that I posted about Target?
No.
I went to Target last night, which I never ever go to Target.
Why would you ever go to Target?
Well, because it had the exact thing that I needed, well, that Darren needed, and that's why. Never mind. Point is,
Oh, good. It has one of those.
yeah,
Oh,
the
thank
sign,
you.
the Target sign.
Oh,
I saw it and flipped shit
red
because it was just the top right corner
Yep.
was off.
Yep.
Just the bulb in the top right corner was
Yep.
off, so it was
Oh.
the red ring.
So Target red ringed.
Yes, and I sent I linked you in it because I wanted you to see it.
Yeah, I saw that happen.
So, was this that night?
Like
yes.
So that's that picture you sent. I thought you were
Yes.
just like taking a picture of your Xbox red ringed, and
No.
I was like going to comment like, "Sorry, dude," because it was so dark. Because I saw it on my phone. It was so
Right.
dark I couldn't like depict. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was phenomenal, dude. I was dying.
Yeah, it's
Darren
always-
was like, "Why are you laughing so hard?"
It's always funny when
And I
that
said,
happens.
just wait, just get out of the vehicle and wait." And he goes, "All right, now seriously, what are you laughing so hard for? You're still laughing hard." And I just pointed at it, and he immediately knew because it's just that fucking funny.
Similar story. When I was on the way to basic training, we were riding the bus to Fort Benning, and Fort Benning's in Columbus, Georgia, and like literally like a couple of miles from the gate we were coming into, there was a Shell gas station, and the S was burnt out. So like literally 2 miles before we pulled into Fort Benning, it was like, "Welcome to hell," and I was just like, "God damn it!"
Nice.
Y'all did that on purpose.
Probably.
That's the only reason they haven't fixed it.
Right. It's like, well, right next to Fort Benning. Fuck all those guys.
So they were actually making. This is jumping back a little bit, but they were actually making another Pirates of the Caribbean game.
What?
With like a morality system
And
where you
Legos.
no,
Oh.
where you could
It was boring.
be a
I mean, it was
heroic
competitive,
pirate
but
or a
children.
dreaded pirate or something, and you would change.
So you
and
don't.
would
So
get
it's
different
not
stuff.
like it's not like, hey, here's.
And then they cancel it
Aw.
because Disney hates fun.
Because Disney now has that new game with toys.
Disney-
It's Disney Skylanders.
Yeah. Which is besides the fact that you gotta buy characters to play with. I mean,
Well, you
it's,
have to do
it's-
that for Skylanders too.
Well, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like I'm
Okay.
talking about Skylanders.
Oh, okay.
Because Skylanders was actually a really fun game. Because it's Spyro. I love Spyro.
Well, I heard the first one was good, and then the second, they sounded and looked very
Spyro.
kid friendly.
They are.
Spyro.
They are.
I miss Spyro.
No,
Yeah, that was a good platform.
the
I
Spyro
played that game.
Spyro games were still more complicated. Than,
Yeah, they were way more complicated than it looked like on the surface.
Yeah.
Actually, within
I
the last
miss-
few years, I revisited it
Mhm.
with some friends of mine, and they were like, "Seriously, we need help with this." And
Yep.
I was like, "Oh, here you go. I remember doing this when I was a child."
Yeah.
I
That was like that and Crash Bandicoot were like the first games that I had played.
I was gonna say I became like semi-elite at Crash Bandicoot. Like back when I'd go to
I got real good at running away from boulders towards the screen.
Yep. Something you learned how to do pretty well. Because Crash Bandicoot was one of the first 3 platformers I actually genuinely enjoyed. Because I had
Mhm.
played like Super Mario 64, I just couldn't really get into it that much.
Gotcha.
But when I was in summer camp and my Wii years, everybody would hate it when I'd walk upstairs to the game room because usually we're playing because we only had like kid-friendly games. So it was like Crash Bandicoot or Spyro Year of the Dragon or like the basic platformer-esque stuff you do. And so everybody, I'd walk up to the front, or I'd walk up to the game room, they'd just be like, "Oh man, we're like fucking struggling on this level." I'd walk up, they get pissed off because I'd be like, "Let me help," and they're just like, "No!" I'm just like, "Come on, let me help," and then I sit down and beat the level first try, and it's like, by the way, I have this game at home because I don't suck.
Yep.
And then
Snap.
I
Shots fired.
But then I was sitting at Dale's one day, and we picked up Crash Bandicoot, the first original Crash Bandicoot, and I just started randomly playing it because we got bored. I did not realize how fucking hard the first one was because
Yeah.
the mechanics were so not good.
Yeah.
As a kid, you just learn to, because you don't understand the conception between a good and a bad game beyond, hey, this is good, this is bad. I didn't, at least. I played shitty games for the sake of it, and I wouldn't realize they were shitty until I was older.
Fair enough.
Because I was like, oh, new game, power through it real quick.
Right.
So like back in the day, I enjoyed Crash Bandicoot so much I didn't realize how bad the mechanics were.
Right.
And then I played it when I was an adult, and I was like, wow, these are really bad. And then I tried to play Crash Bandicoot Warped on an emulator on my phone, and I was like, there's no way this is not gonna happen.
Yeah. No. No.
I got past Tiny, the first boss, and went to the second area, and I was like, I'm done with this.
So I just realized when you mentioned all this old stuff that I wasn't entirely truthful. That I have played other games in the last few days, and one of them was
Fucking
Tetris.
liar. Oh, good.
And not like
I'm
not
glad
like
we're gonna talk about fucking Tetris.
No. This isn't. No.
Man,
I'm not
fuck
gonna,
T-spins.
I'm not going to start
Keep
talking
spinning,
about the
don't
subtleties
stop.
of Tetris and how awesome you can be at it or terrible you can be at it.
I'm not gonna lie, I used to play Tetris all the time on my cell phone in high school.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of
in high school.
it was hands down. It was hands down
And I
one
had a
of the
brick
funnest.
phone.
Oh, it was hands down one of the first games I ever played. When I was very young.
Sucked. First
Dude,
game I played.
I was really
the first
young.
game I ever owned was Killer Instinct. My
A
childhood was
stick
awesome.
and
Yeah,
a hoop.
I was really
Shit.
young.
I got Super Nintendo when I was like 5. My dad was like, "Here's
This
Killer
was like
Instinct."
Tetris on
I
a
didn't get a
Game
console
Boy.
until I was like 10 or 11.
Sucks to
But
you.
anyway, so I'm
That's
sitting
when
at
you play that b-ball, dog.
I'm sitting at a laundromat, right?
Maybe a little bit.
And
more
I'm
than
at the
that.
arcade, and it's a quarter. All right, it was a quarter to play the arcade, which never happens anymore. All right,
Unless you're at Macfest and
everything's
it's free.
Yeah, everything is like
Boom.
50 cents if you go to an arcade. So they had this one machine, and it had all these games on it: Dig Dug, Galaga, Galaxian, like good old school games. And I boot up Tetris, and this little kid, he couldn't have been more than 7, right? Comes up and he starts watching me play, and his sister's like, "Yo, get away from him! Like he doesn't want you behind him." And I was like, "No, it's cool. Like if he wants to watch me play Tetris, it's fine." So I start playing Tetris, and I start doing things that people who have played Tetris for a long time
Like
do,
the pro
like
stuff, like the sit and shift and
like-
stuff like that.
well, like you build all of your rows except one, and then you just wait on that tower.
So you didn't do any shit and shift?
Well, no, you can't with that game because it's so old that as soon as it touches, it stops.
Fuck T-spins.
No, you can't do anything. Like as soon as it touches, it stops. And
That's not
that,
Tetris.
That actually
That's
made it.
bullshit.
That is Tetris.
That
That's
actually,
bullshit.
that actually
God,
made
you're
it
so
way-
wrong.
That made it way harder. But
That's not Tetris. That's gay.
I blew this kid's mind, and I
You
think
and me are gonna fight later.
I think I really
Fuck T-spins.
I think
I was
I really
serious about
opened-
that.
What is T-spins?
It's where you can sit there and just rotate the piece forever and find the
without
right
it
spot.
actually sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that noise.
But
Ruins
I
everything.
think I actually like blew this kid's mind and like changed his whole world because he just sat there and watched me play Tetris and watched me be good at a game that he didn't even know what it was about. Like even his family had no idea how to play this game,
Get hyped for Tetris.
and it just like, I mean, this is a game that I grew up with, and
Right.
he had no idea what it was.
Dude, the only game I owned for Xbox, the original Xbox, for the longest time was Star Wars Clone Wars and Tetris Evolution because it was bundled with it.
Huh.
And I played the holy fuck out of that Tetris game because I love Tetris. I genuinely do. Of platform games of puzzle games, Tetris is in my like top 5 tier. So you guys should play a game called Not Tetris. It's Tetris but with physics.
Right? Yes. Yes, I've heard about this. It's
Really?
It's got actual physics. So
Yeah,
as soon
so
so as soon as like the first 2 blocks touch, everything's fucked, and you can't.
So
it's
if
like
you try,
impossible
like
to
say
clear lines.
say if you get like the S shape and you try to sit it on the square, if you're off center, don't land it perfectly, physics will drop that sucker.
Oh,
It's Tetris with physics.
Yeah, it's
That
really
is
cool.
that's
There you go,
entertaining.
Mr. Pro Tetris guy.
No, that actually sounds like a lot of
No,
fun.
it's fucking nuts fun
Yeah.
because it's so goddamn frustrating. You'd be like, why don't
Yep.
we just go and play?
Yeah, that's what I associate with fun. It's like, man, I like getting really angry and screaming. That is my idea of a good time.
You ever played I Want to Be the Guy?
No.
Guy Dan?
No.
Oh man,
That's a game you can scream at.
Super Meat Boy.
Also, again, no, I Want to Be a Guy is a lot worse.
I mean,
At least in Super Meat Boy,
on
you
the-
can see what's going to kill you.
Well, yeah, that's a valid point. I Want to Be the Guy was that game that just you jump over a tree and the apple falls up and kills you.
Yeah.
Like
And I Want to Be the
What
Guy.
the fuck?
yeah,
yeah.
no, it's
I
an
wanna be-
asshole.
I wanna
That
be
whole
the
game is
guy-
an asshole.
I Want to Be the Guy Dan has it's the sequel. It has a Super Mario World-esque level selection, like it's an overworld map.
Uh-huh.
And
You can die on the overworld.
yes, you can die on the overworld map. If you like go from level 1 to level 2, when you walk across the bridge jumps from under you. If you try to jump over the bridge, a shark jumps up and eats you. So you got to time it to where you're halfway across the bridge, then jump after it starts to dissipate, and you'll miss the shark. But but when you get to when you get to level 2, it'll explode. Like the blip of the level will just go poof. So you gotta touch it and then jerk away. But the problem is like when you pick a direction, you just keep walking in that direction until you reach a node. So you gotta woggle your fucking... You gotta go back and forth, keep yourself in place, waiting for this mine to explode, and then you can select the level. Because I was curious.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
I was
dumb.
curious why the amounts died counter was still up when I was in the level selection, and then I died a couple times, and I was like, you fuckers! That's not even funny.
Oh, it's kind of funny.
It's pretty funny.
It was pretty fucking frustrating. That's what it was. Oh, poop.
Oh, video games.
So
I was playing some Risen 2 Dark Water.
Oh, right. We were talking about that. Pirates, arg.
And I played that game for probably a half hour,
Uh-huh.
and you can just kind of pull out your sword whenever and just start hitting people with it.
Sounds appropriate.
No, it's a really bad idea. Actually, you shouldn't do that, especially when you're talking to the guy that you just turned a quest into, because he's like "fuck you," and then he fought me and kicked my ass, and I lost glory.
He did leave.
He did leave.
He did leave
after spazzing out on stairs for a solid 5 minutes.
And RJ did survive.
Until I walked back down the stairs and stepped on a box, and then I stepped off the box, and apparently the height of falling off that box was enough to kill me, because I had no hit points left.
Good for you.
This game has extreme fall damage.
Oh wow.
I fell off a box, Keith.
I think
Even if you were on your deathbed falling off a box, probably still wouldn't kill you.
RJ rolled a 1.
Like maybe if I was Joker from Mass Effect and I was like jumping off of boxes and all of my bones in my entire body shattered at the same time, then that's basically what happened there.
Oh wow.
Because then you just fall to the ground and it just says end. Like not you're dead. And then it just kind of sits there. It just kind of sits there and just says end for a while.
And
you're
you're like, hey man, fuck you.
And I was like, yep, you're right. And then I quit out of the game. So
he was pretty mad.
Oh, the combat in that game is also not great just yet. Maybe I'll get better at it, but it's...
So, funny story. Did I ever touch briefly with you guys about how, like, there was a Kickstarter to make a...
What?
Shut up. There's a Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
It was a Kickstarter to make...
Oh my
God.
Mommy and a daddy love
make
each other very much.
a fan-made Final Fantasy VII miniseries. I think we touched on this briefly.
Yeah,
yes.
and it got shut down in like a day.
Yeah, and I was just like, they're just begging for Square Enix to go, no. Yeah, Square Enix was like, no.
Yeah.
It was, I died of laughter.
Yep.
And Screw Attack called it, like fucking Rooster Teeth called it. Like,
How about
Square
have you
Enix
heard
would do
of Fallout? God, what's his name? Leggett Lanius. So it's a Fallout Lanius.
Okay.
Have you not heard about this yet?
So go.
Okay.
I have no idea.
There
what
was
the fuck you're talking about.
there is a video out.
What?
Shut up. There is a like teaser trailer for a video or for a movie based on not Caesar's Legion exactly, but it's based on this tribe that gets taken by Caesar's Legion.
What's the tribe called?
I don't remember. It's not called Quest.
Damn.
Your mother.
I just want the movie to just star Quest Love.
Yeah.
With fucking just playing drums.
But it has a pretty darn
the 3
good
dog. Ow!
It has a pretty darn good Leggett Lanius armor guy. And it's like it kind of tells the story of him.
Lemon heads, bruh. No, you stepped on this one.
That's because it got thrown at me.
Trash can's full.
It looks like it's gonna be decent, but the idea is really good. Because I was a big fan of like Nuka Break. This is like the absolute opposite of Nuka Break. But yeah, anyway, this video looks like it might be actually something pretty cool because it looks really hardcore instead of really funny like Nuka Break was.
I'd definitely check it out.
So the polar opposite.
I still have to play Penny Arcade 3.
Did you play the first and second one?
Yes.
Did you beat them?
Dude, I paid $20 for the first one when it was on fucking Play Greenhouse.
Mine, I got it on...
$20, and then they dropped the price, and then I was pissed at them.
I can't remember how much I bought it for on them. That's Precipice of Darkness, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I got it on PS3.
I've not played any of them.
They're really good.
They're... Well, how can I say this? The combat is very simple. They are hilarious.
The mechanics in the gameplay are super basic and kind of frustrating at times. But they're really super well. I mean, it's Penny Arcade. Like, it's just funny.
They're super funny. They're super goddamn funny. Hobos.
Well, I will have to break down and play them. for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really cheapies now.
They're also not. They're not. They're like probably 4 or 5 hours a pop.
Awesome.
And they're only like $4 or $5 a pop.
Well, the new ones are. The old ones, I think, are probably still $15 a piece.
Yeah.
They got made by the people. So the reason that there was like a huge delay, or the speculated reason, is they were working with the guys who made fuck.
No, I doubt it.
Fuck, what is
That's
the name
way
of
too
that game?
old.
I was gonna say they were working with God.
Fuck is my favorite game, and it's way too old. I don't think any of those developers are still alive.
Oh my god, I can't.
I mean,
I just have to.
Depends
sit
on your
here.
concept of alive.
Deathspank. The guys who made Deathspank.
Okay, yeah, sure.
guys who made what?
Deathspank.
Oh,
Deathspank.
Deathspank.
Deathspank. You know, fuck. So
AKA fuck.
So they were working with those guys, and then it sounded like Deathspank and the second one started taking priority over their games, and they were just getting frustrated with dealing with all of that. So they're like, fuck it. And that's why for like a long time it was like, we're not doing Penny Arcade games anymore.
Got it.
And then they hooked up with the guys at Zeboyd, who made Breath of Death 7, of which I'm pretty sure there is not a single Breath of Death game before that.
No, there isn't. They're picking up Breath of
and-
Fire.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the joke.
It's-
Also,
I see.
and Cthulhu Saves the World.
Those
Got
guys.
it. Got it.
They made both of those games. Also, I haven't played either one of those, but I bought them. I got them in a 2-pack for $1.
Dude,
so.
Cthulhu Saves the World is hilarious.
Oh, I bet.
So, Betrayal in the House of Mummies Part 2.
Yes.
When there's no-
Return to the House.
Return
of
to the
Mummies.
House of Mummy
Yes, Part 2.
Part 2. When there is no Part
Part
1,
duh.
and they
And they never
lead
went to the
into a
House of
Part
the Mummy.
3, and there is no Part 3.
And there's also there was not a House of the Mummies before that they were then returned. Yes.
It would have been funny if it was part 2. Yes, dear.
I'm just trying to think if there's anything else worth talking about. Saints Row 4 is out next week.
Yeah,
Boobs
next
are worth
week.
talking about.
Boobs are worth talking about.
Dive Kick comes out next week. They put out another trailer for Dive Kick. It's great.
Is it?
It's great. Oh well,
Who are you
okay.
gonna play as? Dive or Kick?
Kick, obviously.
I'm gonna play as.
I've got
drops the
parties.
mic.
I've got parties to start. He also drops the mic as one of his 2 winning animations. Anyways, people are going to play Dota, so this is going to wrap it up so that I can go play some more Dota. Woo Dota. So yeah, this has been the Slashplayed Podcast for this week. Join us next week for more fart noises.
Wee fart noises.
Say goodbye, Keith.
Bye.
Hey, fuck you.
I'm
Goodbye.
testing it.